Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Have you ever felt like an imposter or a fraud or that you're not perfect going into something that you think you should be? That's what we're talking about today. You can be imperfect and still be an expert. Hi, I'm Barbara Ann Shepherd with Graceful Warrior Coaching, and I am your personal mastery coach. I was watching a video this weekend because I had found it because I kind of went down the rabbit hole in a way. I had gotten a video for a new trailer from Lionsgate. And I thought, well, it's kind of interesting. Let's go look. Something pulled me that way, if you will. So I watched the video, had to step away from my computer, came back, and all of a sudden I'm looking at it, and you get all those little shared squares on YouTube of other videos that you could watch, right? And one of them kind of stood out. It was from Lisa Nichols. She's one of the people that I have followed for, I'd say probably a good 7 years now, because she was one of the first people I found when I started my personal development journey of really diving deep into personal development. And that's why today I'm still a student of life. I've always kind of been one, though not to this depth before. And in that video, which was how to find your purpose. Now, she did this video all the way back in 2019, and one I hadn't seen, so I had missed it. But within it, after she answered a question, she mentioned, we can be an expert and still feel like a fraud, still feel like an imposter, still do all those things. And the reason for that is because we think as coaches, as business owners, whatever our profession is, we have to be perfect to be seen as an expert. And I'm going to tell you, what she said next was, you can have both. We can be growing, doing, being, having. We can do all of this stuff. We can be imperfect. We can be going through stuff, because everybody on the planet is going through something. And so we can do that and still be an expert in our field. And I love that, because I think we're more authentic when we show our vulnerabilities, when we show what's going on in our life, our truth. Now, I've talked about some of the stuff going on in my life before, though I know I haven't really shared a lot of my backstory, my past stories, because to me, it was like, why would anybody want to hear that? Why would somebody want to know? And then it clicked that when someone else hears your story, maybe they're not going through it right now. Maybe it just kind of inspires them to be like, oh, she could overcome that. I can overcome whatever I'm going through. Or it could be a case of when that person who's listened to it, maybe not really completely 100%, though they run into something and they go, oh my gosh. And it clicks and they're like, oh, I've heard this story before. This is what they did. Maybe it'll work for me. And that's the thing that got me like triggered. It got me activated. It got me energized and happy to move into my own story in such a way that, wow, I can release the past, live in the present with all of that information, because that's who I am in this moment, was everything that's come before. Though I can release it. I don't need to go live there. I don't need to really visit much unless something comes up and I need to either relearn a lesson or learn the lesson that I missed the first time. because I'm one of those learners. Sometimes I have to do things a couple of times before I realize and the lesson is learned. So it really is kind of an interesting thing when we can be imperfect and still be an expert in our field. My daughter is an artist. I talked about her before in some of my videos. She's 12. And that girl has probably taught me more about life than I ever expected. Because even with her, she's been drawing now for about 8 years. I mean, she started when she was 4, but she really progressed quickly because she did it a lot. She is practically a master, because they say 10,000 hours and you're a master. She's drawn on herself. She's drawn on paper. She's drawn on the sidewalk. She was always drawing, always doing something to hone her skill. Yet, when I ask her what her favorite piece is, and she says none of them, because to her, none of them are good enough. So she's an expert, yet she doesn't see herself as an expert. There's many, many times that we walk through life not feeling like we're an expert because we're not perfect. Well, newsflash, no one on this planet is perfect. They can look perfect on the outside, though if you really take a deeper look, nobody's perfect. We're all learning lessons. We're all going through this divine life in a human body. We have to learn the lessons. Each time we come back, we learn a lesson. The universe provides us those lessons. Sometimes we asked for them, intentionally or unintentionally, but we did. We asked for them. We asked for abundance, we asked for prosperity, and we asked for stuff. And consciously, we're like, oh, why isn't this working? We should have this. Everything is, we're doing great, but we do have some subconscious beliefs. And this is where I want to invite you to have a conversation with me, because I love conversations. I love being able to dive deep, sometimes into the dark, dark abyss of the pit, and find stuff and bring light to that stuff, because subconsciously we have limiting beliefs or thoughts, or we've got habits and routines that we've done for so long, but they're no longer serving us. Those are ones I like to root out, drag kicking and screaming into the light and go, I no longer need you. Or being able to show somebody else that they don't need that anymore and they can release it and let it go. So book your call today on gracefulwarriorcoaching.com. And let's get rid of those doubts and fears and limiting beliefs that you may subconsciously be carrying around. We don't intentionally become victims. Sometimes it's thrust on us in such small ways that we don't realize that we have just caged ourselves. And I want to help release you and unleash that inner warrior of yours that has been slowly over time chained down and not able to move and do what she or he needs to do. Let's get started, because the sooner we start, the sooner you get what you want. You get those dreams of yours set into concrete, smart goals. Ones that are specific, measurable, attainable, accountable, relative, and time-based. We need to get those for you. And I have a beautiful platform that I would love to share with you that will help you do that, along with some group coaching. Though first, we got to have a conversation. See if it's right for you. Even though I know and totally understand with 100% certainty that I can help you. I can help you make your dreams a reality and get you that graceful warrior lifestyle that you want, need, and desire. Because that's what I do. Personal mastery, it's a beautiful thing. Personal growth plus self-mastery. Personal mastery. That's what I do. And I'd love to do it for you. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you on my calendar very, very soon.